Joining us now to discuss is former Adjunct General of the Arizona National Guard, former Chairman of the Board for the National Guard Association of the United States, Major General Mick McGuire. Major General, thanks for coming on. We'll start with your reaction to this White House's announcement, the ISIS leader detonating a bomb, killing himself during a U.S. Special Forces raid in Syria. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, Emma. My thoughts are thank the Lord that all of our service men and women, the Special Forces operators that were in there, are out safely, that there were no U.S. casualties. Clearly, there's a problem with ISIS on the rise. We've seen this in this region since the Hamas attacks in Israel and the destabilization of the region with the lack of leadership in Afghanistan and Biden. My biggest concern about this is clearly there's been a lot of rumblings. I've had a lot of questions out on the campaign trail about the Ukraine ground forces, people being kicked out of the military for vaccines. And the incongruent messaging is really confusing the American people. It's confusing me as a former general and commander and now candidate for the U.S. Senate.
Yeah, no doubt. Many questions remain. Let's try to make sense of it if we can together. We've got some new video just coming into our newsroom. It shows U.S. troops departing Fort Bragg. Now, if you recall, this follows the announcement yesterday that the president will be sending nearly 3,000 troops to Eastern Europe, 2,000 of them from Fort Bragg. They're headed to Poland and Germany and then relocating some troops based in Germany to Romania as well. So again, a live look. This is, moments ago footage of troops in North Carolina planning to deploy. Mick, what does this mean? The fact that we're sending troops to the region, are we inching towards the idea that Russia will be invading Ukraine?
Emma, I've been asked a lot about this, but I think it's important as someone that would healthily debate and consider our interests and our requirements there in the region before I would ever put folks on the ground. I'm running for U.S. Senate, and I want you to think about this. Since Biden was elected, he shut off our ability to produce oil and be an energy exporter. He gave Putin increased leverage in that region. He then abandoned Kabul and created a vacuum of leadership in the world. He had Hamas bombing in Israel, and now you see that he's using his authority and our great special forces, and I keep saying it, the U.S. military is the best at putting warheads on foreheads, but it's not their job to determine the outcome and our objectives in the region. That is the elected leader's the elected leader's responsibilities. And clearly President Biden is sending mixed messages. And here in Arizona, you've done interviews with me about the crisis at the border.
Sure.
We have a big crisis at the border, but we won't deploy a single soldier here. Instead, we'll kick 8,000 to 10,000 of them out overnight for not being vaccinated while we have a wide open border and 42,000 a month are crossing.
Again, that coming out from the U.S. Army, issuing a directive for immediate involuntary administrative separation of service members. This is really wordy here, but essentially those who refuse the COVID-19 vaccine and do not have approved or pending exemption request will be dismissed. How does this play into our current national security?
Well, Emma, think about that. We're gonna discharge from all service branches, low order of magnitude, 15,000, maybe up to 30,000 soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines. We're talking about putting 8,500 of them at the same time in the Ukraine. 30,000 soldiers is two divisions. Two divisions of Army soldiers. Putin hasn't fired a shot. As the commanding general, I never once discharged a soldier for not getting a flu shot. And the COVID-19 vaccine for this age demographic is most analogous to getting a flu shot.
Major General Mick McGuire joining us on the program. Thank you, sir. We appreciate the insight.
Thank you.
You got it.